For a rig this powerful, it doesn't get smaller. But just how much performance have we squeezed into a tiny, ultra-compact PC build? In this incredibly premium N-Case M2, it's a lot. It's a mini PC with the best gaming graphics card, the Astral RTX 5090, and the fastest all-around consumer CPU, the Ryzen 9 9950 X3D. And a PC this small with specs like that seems impossible, but it can game at 4K or mow through productivity work with manageable temperatures. Ultimately, it's a tiny rig sitting cool, quiet, and very comfortable in any setup. But before we check temps and speeds, let's start with the case for this build. The reason why a rig of this magnitude is possible with such a tiny footprint is this chassis, the N-Case M2, the cheese grater model. The M2 is the smallest PC case that fits every air-cooled 5090 on the market, and we're pushing that fit to the limit with one of the biggest and fastest, the Astral model from ASUS. And we compare it with a very powerful CPU, because it will also fit a 280mm liquid cooler. But we'll start our build with the motherboard, the ASUS ROG Strix X870i. This is simply the best overall option out there if you want to max out a compact build. Very nicely built with all of these heatsinks and Gen 5 SSD support. Now we can prepare the Ryzen 9950 X3D. Often when people opt for an ITX system, it's not for it to operate purely as a gaming PC. They need a professional pocket-sized rig that does it all. And if you want to both game, but also complete complex work tasks at the highest level, then this chip is really the only option out today, if you don't want to compromise on either. But using this chip in a mini rig can be finicky. All that power comes with temperatures, but we've balanced it out with a top-tier ITX board with solid VRMs, and as you'll soon see, a high-quality cooler. Plus, thanks to this case, we have solid ventilation with its all-mesh design. It may be a relatively simple design, but in person, the M2's look and quality is next level. It's one of the few chassis that mirrors the Apple design language. It's precise, it's minimalist, but also very solid. Because we have such a powerful CPU in this tiny PC, we'll need a high-end cooler to handle it. So we've opted for the NZXT Kraken 280. It's crazy to fit a cooler this large in a build this small, especially a high-end liquid cooler. This ability is a jump up from many ITX builds, where you're usually limited to low-profile air coolers, which thus limits the CPU you can get in your system. Now we can finish our build with the ROG Astral. It's a massive GPU with a fairly unique fan design. It's quad fan, so it provides arguably the best air cooling solution of the 5090s. The fourth fan is arranged on the tail of the backplate, which acts as a pull fan, increasing overall airflow volume by about 20%. But purely aesthetically, this GPU suits the N-Case very well. It's got a tastefully executed dual-tone surface, a matte grey and a rich silver inlay. Plus the lighting strip is just enough RGB to add something to this build without it being distracting from our clean aesthetic. One last moment to appreciate just how dense this system is. The 5090 and the cooler just fit so perfectly in this case. But how does it perform? Let's find out. Can you run an RTX 5090 and 9950 X3D in a PC this compact? So first up, let's try this rig in some gaming scenarios, starting with the brand new Battlefield 6, with their new max tier overkill at 4K resolution. See what FPS we can get and where temperatures will land. With the 5090 pulling about 500 watts, gameplay is first of all a beauty. We're averaging 115 FPS with no frame gen and temperatures were great. We're at a room temp of 22 degrees and the 5090 maxed out at just under 63, and averaged a very comfortable 57 after about 20 minutes of gameplay. So in regular AAA gaming, this system, even with its small footprint, can easily maintain normal temperatures. Now let's really push the GPU to the max with Firmark, so it can push power draw to the limit and really stress this system out. After 15 minutes of Firmark, this rig was actually super comfortable. We're pulling the full 600 watts and temperatures maxed out at 68.5 degrees and averaged out at 67. But this PC isn't just a gaming rig. With the Ryzen 9950 X3D, we have serious headroom for productivity work, especially when it's paired with a 4TB Samsung 990 Pro and 64GB of 6000 speed RAM. First, let's put the CPU through the ringer, starting with Cinebench. We should be able to push this chip to the max and see whether this case and 280mm cooler is enough to manage temperatures. Through the multi-core Cinebench stress, we had a great result, an average of 70.5 degrees with a max of 86.8. But let's run a very heavy dual stress where we can see temperatures of the CPU and GPU in essentially the absolute most intense scenario. This is a rare situation for this system, where it will be pulling over 800 watts for a continued period of time. But knowing that this compact PC can handle it is just another guarantee. me. After half an hour of what is essentially an attempt to break the system, I was reasonably impressed. Temperatures got up there for the CPU at an average of 90, but taken in context with the Cinebench results and no thermal throttling, it's really quite good. And the GPU stayed very frosty at 63. Really, these tests prove if you wanted this mini rig to act as your main high-end work machine as well as a gaming beast, it would be more than capable, which is rare for a compact system. To finish, let's get an idea of how this PC sounds at full load. I think we can agree that is a good result for a compact 5090 build, especially in the worst case. As with Firmark, we're pulling the full 600 watts, and in gaming scenarios, as we saw with Battlefield, at least 100 watts less, and even lower in less intensive titles. So expect a fair bit quieter when you're gaming or running some productivity work. Before I go, you can get this keyboard for free, the Asus ROG Fortune Ace HFX. Whoever has the most viewed TikTok, Instagram Reel, or YouTube Short using a clip from this video, I'll send this keyboard out to you, and it's valued at $300. Put YouTube Radium PCs in the video description and title, tag Radium PCs, and I'll ship this keyboard out to you in 3 weeks. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.